All right there, YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back. It's John from ReelBlue Custom Rods, doing another live stream today, this week on Monday, October 2nd. And no one is dialed in yet, which is fine. And we'll see how it goes here. Now it says I'm live. So this is the 4th week in a row I've gone live. So I've basically done it for a month. Going live every day of the, on one day at least each week for the last 3 weeks, this beginning the 4th week. So whoever just joined, welcome. You're the first person to join. Glad you're here. So we're going to talk about a few things today and pick up where I left off last week with a wrap. But this one here, I just actually picked this rod up today. From a customer. This is a G Loomis rod. How's it going, Earl? I'm doing well. Thank you. Thanks for joining, man. And so customer has this G Loomis rod, and you can see the tip looks a little beat up. It's got a little funky stuff going on there. He says he straightens it out, and of course it gets beat back up. Cheers. What's going on there, Hammertown? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and replace the tip for this customer, and then so that way I can get it measured, get it ordered. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to do the removal piece of that, and then I'll put it on probably next week during another show next week, if you will. So what I want to do is I'm going to take my alcohol torch a little bit. You guys probably see me do this on some of the videos. I know I've done some short videos on tip repair. So he's got this wrap. The tip top finishes is right about here, and he's got some thread wrap down here. So I'm just softening this up a little bit, and then that'll let me come in here. And I'm not wanting to go too low because the blank is underneath here, and I do not want to touch the blank. I just wanted to get in there just like that so I can get my fingers in there just like that. And whoever gave me the first like, thanks guys, I appreciate it. And so I softened it up just a little bit and then ran that razor blade over where I can just kind of get down with my finger and pop this off, and come up here a little closer to the screen so you guys can see a little better. So again, I'm just trying to get this thread and everything off. And then what I will do when I redo this, actually let me try this. Yep. When I redo this tip top, I'll replace that thread a little bit there. So I'm just going to soften the tip first. See if that'll give us a little bit more. I'm just softening up that glue on the inside. Hopefully they didn't use any like 5-minute cement or anything. There we go. There we go. It's loosening up. There we go. We'll cap that off. Set that aside. So you see I got that flame to get a little hot there. And then loosen up that glue on the inside so I can just slide that off. And then you can see I've got a little remaining finish there. Should be able to, yep, slide that right off. And then I want to take this remaining off. Now what I could do is I could cheat a little bit. It's really not called cheating, but what I could do is when I put the new tip on, I could slide that down, finish in the in-between from the end of the tip to where this thread starts, and then wrap that and then put finish over the top. But I don't want to do that. I just rather put a whole new thread wrap down, if you will. I'm just going to warm this last part up right here. Not too much heat. I'm going to take that off. There we go. That's perfect. I get this one piece of thread. There we go. And now I can just kind of hold on to that piece of thread, kind of like we did with a guide a few weeks ago, and pull that off. And there, and that comes right off. And then so now I just clean it up a little bit, get any extra glue off of there. Yeah, I built some pretty big, not 13 and 14 foot beach casters, Earl. I've done some 10.5 foot downriggers. I've done some 10.5 beach casters, but not anywhere in the 13 feet. I've also done some 12 foot crappie rods. So I've gotten that taken off. So that's kind of set the conditions for replacing that tip top for that customer. So I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to clean up my mess here a little bit. Set my pliers aside. Set the alcohol torch aside. And then we're going to clean this up and throw that guide tip top away. And then what we're going to do is, I know I was messing around with this last week, this wrap right here. And I thought what I would do is try to incorporate a couple more things onto this wrap for you guys. So, hey Tom, what's going on? So last week we were using a few different things. We used these colors here, which are 9600 purple, 9440 light blue, and then 9120, which is a gold from Pro Wrap Metallic. And then we also used, I want to say it was a size D 807 Pro Wrap Color Fast white. But the other thing we did that we did use was the black thread, the black Versa thread from SAM SFX, which was this one here, right? So that's what predominantly a lot of that black color is coming from, or that black thread is coming from. So I wanted to do something else. So I want to, you know, mess around and just practice and try some new things. And so that's really kind of what I'm going to do today. So that being said, what I think I want to do is I am going to take a part of this gold color, this gold thread. Again, this is 9120 from Pro Wrap Metallic thread. And I'm going to come in here and I'm ballparking until I get to my actual point there. There we go. And so we're crossing. So this is going to be my top still, where that red mark is at. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back down and what I'm trying to do is I'm just creating kind of a border to try and work with something that I've done before, but it's been quite a bit of time. And I want to incorporate it into this wrap. And I want to see how it'll look. So what I did basically is I just kind of set up that cross with the gold thread. And now what I really wanted to do was mess around with a couple things. And so I have some of this French stuff. And this is Uni-French oval gold. Hey Bruce, what's up, man? Welcome, brother. And so this is UV gold. This is really for your fly tying. Oh, my thread's coming off. I'm glad, Tom, I'm glad that my videos are really helpful, man. Thanks for sharing that information, and thanks for supporting the channel and watching. and thanks for joining today. So this really for fly tying, right? So Uni French, it's oval. I'll pull it off a little bit and hopefully it'll be a little bit better to see. And then there's this other product that I really like this stuff. So this is embossed, or Uni French embossed gold. And I've used copper before, and I've put it on a rod once and it was really by itself. But what I want to do is I thought it would be cool to incorporate one of these into this. And if I pull out this oval, and if I can get it to come off so I can start it, there you go. So you can see it's feels kind of flat on one side, but and then rounded on top on the other. I was thinking about, you know, coming in and laying that in there. Oh, well, congratulations, Tom, on selling your first rod, man. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with this oval stuff. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come underneath on this, and I'm gonna come right underneath that one band of gold thread that I laid down. And the reason why I did gold thread first was because it's thinner, of course, and it's going to be easier to get your cross pattern set up than with this oval product. So that's why I did the thread first. But again, I'm just kind of using that as a guide. And now I'm using this oval gold product. Again, mostly used in fly tying, but I think that these things look cool on rods as well. And so, you know, a few years ago, I bought a roll when I was hanging out in a fly shop, and I bought some copper, if you will. And I was like, oh, you know, that'd be kind of cool to try on a rod build. And then I tried it, and now I'm kind of sticking with it. And so, but I just haven't done it in a while. And so I thought this would be a good time to do it, since I haven't done it in a while. So, and again, I'm just kind of coming down, and I'm going to do just one wrap of this stuff. And it's a bit wide. It's almost like using braid, if you guys have used braid before. So it will help you take up a little bit of room on your wrap. But I'm just trying to get it down so I can take a look at it. And, you know, I think it'll add some cool character to the wrap. All right. Okay, so I got that set. I'm going to cut that really quick. And then go ahead and put that back in there. And actually what I'm going to do, because this stuff is, I'm just going to put a small piece of tape, masking tape, to hold this back end down so it doesn't pop off, because it's got a bit of a spine to it, and you can kind of see it already trying to unravel. So I'm just going to lay that tape on there. And then again, this is that oval product. So I'm just rolling it back onto the spool. And again, it's flat on one side. It's pretty, and it feels pretty durable. And so I think it feels pretty durable, and I think it'll hold up pretty well and give me a good spot for where I want to be at on there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with a little bit of this gold thread that I did that first wrap with. And then we're just going to kind of lay this on and come in here and border this. Just like that. And I'm just trying to border it. And I'm working downwards from that first cross wrap that I made, or basically working to the left or towards the butt of the rod, or what would be the rod. which means I'm essentially doing a chevron wrap. But I'm just wrapping this in here. I really do like this stuff. That looks pretty neat. All right, there we go. Remember, again, not too tight, not too much pressure. All right, so this is one wrap. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back and we're just gonna see how this kind of pans out. So that's one wrap. And then looking at that, I think I went, yep, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come back in. So this is 9600 Pro Wrap Metallic Purple. And then, so for those of you guys that just joined, because it looks like there's a bit more people on that were on when I started. The beginning of the video, today I just did a rod tip. I picked up a rod blank from a customer, or upper part of actually a G Loomis rod. They needed a tip top replaced, so I just showed that on the video what I did. So you can come back once this video is done being live. You can come back and watch it if you want and see kind of how I remove that tip top. And then the other thing is I'm really kind of picking up from where I left off yesterday, or excuse me, last week with the live video. And what I've laid in here is some oval, so Uni-French gold oval in the large size. So that's what this is. It comes, basically, it's got a fly tying application. And so what I've done is kind of tied that in to this wrap. And so I'm just kind of picking up from that video last week, but I was trying to do something a little bit different because I haven't used, you know, this product in a while. Been quite a few years. So now what I'm doing is I'm just tying in this purple thread. And so I did one wrap of the gold, and then I did that gold oval with one wrap below that, and then I did another wrap with the gold thread below the oval. And now I'm coming back with the purple thread and coming back with the purple thread and making a wrap on the bottom side, or essentially what essentially will create a chevron wrap. So I'm working towards the left end of this dowel, or what would be the butt end of the rod. That's the direction I'm kind of working in. And so what I did is that one. So what I'm doing now is I want to make two wraps with this purple in the same bottom part, if you will, or direction, right? Moving towards the bottom. All right, and now we're going to go back up. All right, there we go. Again, not a lot of pressure. Just laying that down. And then once I get down here, we'll return on the bottom side. Again, kind of, you know, going after a chevron wrap here. And then don't mind all this yellow tape down here. This is just where I'm extending my tape, so I can, when I'm wrapping, I can take my thread over the top, right? So essentially my decorative wrap really is just right here in the middle, or what would be my decorative wrap. And so that French oval, or that French tapered or stamped brass or copper or gold, you can get those things. I know you can get them on Amazon. I'll find a link for you guys and put it there in case you're interested. and put it there in case you're interested. But I think you know, depending on what type, if you have a fly shop that's close by, you should be able to get it there as well. So, all right, so that's where we're at with this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come back. I'm going to take a seat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just using my burnishing tool. And then I'm coming in and packing these threads that I did on this gold oval, right? At my cross points. And then I can just take my burnishing tool, rotate the blank or the rod. Not too much power though, right? I don't want to put too much pressure, because if I put too much pressure, I run the chance of moving the thread material. All right, and we'll go this way a little bit, just a tiny bit of pressure, just helping pack those threads a little bit. I was talking about last week, every 3 to 5 wraps or so, but you know, everybody finds their kind of sweet spot, but most people usually do the 3 to 5 wraps. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in with, and the colors are irrelevant, but I'm just telling you what I'm using in case you're interested. Pro Wrap Metallic 9440. This is kind of the aqua blue color. And the reason, again, that I chose this gold, purple, and blue was because those are the metallic colors that make up this SAM SFX black thread product, or their Versa thread that they have. So that's why I chose those 3 colors. And then now I'm going to just kind of come in here with this wrap. And I'm going to do 3 of these blues. Hopefully without crossing over that purple. Here we go. All right. And then come back down. So this will be 1. All right. All right, so that's 1, and I'm going to go back down and back 2 more times. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments block. Let me know how you think it's coming out so far. If you like the colors, if you hate the colors, I'm interested to hear your opinion. All right, so now we're going down on number 2. All right. Now, I will say that these metallic threads are size A, and I think, my personal opinion, I would much rather be using size D metallic thread, or a larger size of A, but I'm sticking with this one, and that's okay. So those larger threads that help you take up a little bit more space, and help you, you know, basically get you know, complete your wrap a little bit quicker. And then also when you burnish out size A thread, there's not, I mean, there's diameter there, but there's not like a lot of diameter to the thread like there would be in a size D. So when you start burnishing it, it gives you more surface area to kind of flatten out and blend. So just my thoughts on that. All right, so now we're going back down for the last time here, for the 3rd time on this one. All right. Okay. And then one more time. Oh, thanks, Tom. Okay, give me a second. And then let me come back down. All right. Bruce, I have to ask out of curiosity, are you sponsored using the thread you do? It has to be costly. No. That's a great question, Bruce. No, I am not sponsored. You know, I buy these threads to wrap fishing rods, and of course to make the videos. Yeah, it could be costly, but it's an expense I have to kind of incur and deal with. But I will tell you, you know, things that help me because you asked are things like, you know, channel memberships where people become members on the channel. You know, you can be a channel member. You know, for as long as you want to. You can opt in, opt out at any time. For a monthly fee, there's 3 fees, 2 prices: $2.95, $6.99. And then I think it's $18.95 or $19.95, I think is the other one a month. And that gives you access to members only videos. It gives you access to the members only community tab where I have other conversations outside of this community. You know, my regular community tab on YouTube, there's a members only where I can just have conversations with people that are channel members. And then another one, a great way to support the channel is through super chats, which you can do on live videos like this. So you should be able to go in if you want. Again, anybody can do it. You should be able to go in and hit the super chat, and you can give a monetary contribution to the channel. And then, of course, all of those proceeds go to support the channel and help me do things like buy thread, like you're asking, Bruce. So sorry for a long answer, but thank you for that great question. All right, so I'm just going in here and kind of tightening this up a little bit, Tom, and then I'll give you that that close-up you were asking about. All right. All right, so without I'm trying to find the sweet spot here, Tom. So here is our wraps from last week, and then here's what we're adding in. Kind of, I'm just pushing a little bit right here is that gold oval. So that wider spot is that gold oval that I used. And then now I'm basically just adding in that gold thread, the purple thread, and that blue thread. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to come back . Yeah, it's true. That's not a bad idea, Bruce. It's not a bad idea. Build out a thing and then donate it. It's not a bad idea. I do donate rods. I don't know if you guys ever heard for Warriors to Quiet Waters. I did a fly rod build and donated that to them about a month and a half, 2 months ago, as part of their nonprofit organization and their fundraising effort. So, all right. So I'm going to come back in here with some gold thread now. And I think what I want to do, I'm going to come back in here, and now I'm going to do 2 wraps of the gold. Of this gold thread, not the gold oval stuff, but just the gold thread. We'll come down and add this in here. Again, we're going to do 2 wraps. right. And then again, not a lot of tension. All right. So that is one wrap. And then we're going to come back down and go down a second time. All right, here we go. All right, and then back down. Guides and sheet reviews. All right, from Amazon and Alex. All right, good idea. Good idea, Bruce. I did do some before, and it was way before I was monetized. If you go back in the depths of the channel, there are some videos on some products I did some rod reviews on, or excuse me, some product reviews on. But I mean, that was a long time ago, and I really haven't done it in a while. But now that I'm monetized, I never really thought about doing product reviews, but I guess maybe I kind of am doing that with like if you guys have seen the SAM SFX videos that I made, you know, or the Hintna metallic Versa thread, some of those videos, I guess that would be a version of a product review. So good point, man. Thank you. And then now that I did that, I'm going to come back with the blue. Now that I went over with the gold, I'm going to come back with the blue, or excuse me, the purple. And now, because I originally did 2 wraps of the purple, I am going to come back in here after I cut this piece out of the way here. I'm going to come back in here and do 4 pieces of purple. All right. And then we'll switch it up after I do this purple and then that blue. I'm going to change it up a little bit in the direction. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments block. Do you guys like, you know, when I'm going live, is this kind of, is this the type of videos you guys like seeing? Are you interested in this stuff? Oh, hey, Rainbow Sprinkles, what's going on, man? Glad you're here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments block. Do you think I should continue? Do you guys like seeing this type of product? I mean, is this worth my time and your time on the live streams, is doing decorative wraps and stuff like that? Or would you rather see something else? Bruce, I acknowledged your comments about the product reviews, if you will. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about doing stuff like this. So that was 1. Now what I'm going to do is go back down again for number 2. All right. And all right, here we go. So that's 2. Now we're going to go back to 2. All right. You're killing time collecting info. John Blaney, welcome, man. Glad you're here. And then for those of you that just joined, what I'll do is I'll show you kind of what I incorporated into this wrap. And this is, if you were here last week, again, this is just a pickup from, you know, what I did last week with the diamond wraps on this stuff. But once I get done with this purple, I will show you what I introduced into here, which some of you probably have never seen before or ever thought about using. And that's why I kind of decided to do it. But just give me a second. Once I get this purple in here, I'll pause and show you guys. All right. Okay. This is 3, and I got one more wrap with the purple. Then I'll pause and show you what I incorporated in here, which is hard to see. Okay, got it, Rainbow. Thank you. All right, so one more pass with the purple, and then we'll pause, and I'll show you what I incorporated in here. Again, and you know, I think, to be honest, like most people wouldn't know it was there. You know, if you used it, most people probably wouldn't know it was there unless you pointed it out to somebody. But that's okay. You know, they can see the decorativeness of it, and you know, there's something in there making it pop out, but maybe they don't, you know, they can't tell what it is, and then you just gotta have to kind of point stuff out to people sometimes. Kind of the cool part about building rods. Oh, okay, Tom, awesome. No, glad to hear it. Thanks. All right, so this is the last pass with the purple. Last pass with the purple. Hey, and then just because you guys are on the live stream, so hey, usually what I tell my members is what's going on for the week and what kind of videos are coming out for the week. But because you guys are here on the live stream, I'm going to tell you what's coming out. So tomorrow, Wednesday morning at midnight Pacific Standard Time, there'll be a short video. I think that short's going to be on pigments. And then I think somebody, was it Blaney or somebody? I just saw a comment and it went away. I'm sorry I didn't see it, man. And then on Thursday morning at midnight, if you are, or you know, 0001 Thursday morning, there will be, I'll release a video on the Henna Metallic Versa thread, but on the pink variation of that. So that's what's coming out this week. Got a short Wednesday morning on epoxy in your finishes, and then Thursday morning is a video on the Henna Metallic Versa thread, but it's the pink color. All right, so I'm just tightening this up a little bit, packing the threads, and then I'll show you guys what I incorporated in here. And I will try to find you a link and put it in the description below for this gold product, if I can find it on Amazon. But again, if I can't find it, you know, if you guys have fly shops where you're at, usually that's where that stuff is at. And I mean, that's where I picked mine up initially, was from a fly shop, and then I got these other ones off of Amazon. So I think they're still there. Love the thread and color combo. If we picked up your download on the color theory, that was, oh, awesome. Glad you liked it. Thanks, Rainbow. And then, which will bring me to another point really quick, but here. So this is, if you guys, you know, are just joining or didn't see me talking about this earlier, this is the Unifrench. It's about 5 yards. It's oval, large or large oval, and it's gold, and it's made in France. And that is what I incorporated onto this wrap between these two, and it's going to be hard to focus, but between these two pieces of gold thread right here, that's where that stuff is at. So I'll try to find that for you and get it on a link in Amazon. And then what Rainbow Sprinkles was talking about was my, I have a downloadable ebook. Usually it's in the description of all my videos except for shorts. $3.99. It's a great way to learn about the different the different sizes of thread and what their purpose are. It talks about color theory basics, breaks down different type of wraps, and then also, hold on, just got my decal this evening to finish up my first. Awesome, good, glad to hear it, man. Glad you got your decals in. And then it has some full color examples on some different decorative wraps, like how, not decorative wraps, but guide wraps, like how to do, like when do you incorporate an under wrap? Like what kind of rod would you incorporate an under wrap at? What size thread do you use, and then how do you do it? So you can also, if you're interested, I have an ebook that you guys can pick up in the descriptions down in the, or the link is down in the description below. So now I'm bringing this blue in, and now I'm going to do 6 wraps of this blue, because the first time I did it, I did 3. So I did 1 gold, 2 purple, and 3 blue. And now I repeated with 2 gold, 4 purple, and 6 blue. And then after this blue is done, I'm going to change directions of the wrap. And we're going to just mess around and try something different here. All right, so I'm coming back down. So this will be 1. So 1 wrap. All right. And then we'll go back down for 2. But what I will do is I will stop about I'll stop halfway through on this blue. So after I make the 3rd one, I'll stop and I'll just pack the thread. All right, so 3. Tom, I like to make my own custom decals. Any info on that? You know, Tom, I know there's ways to do it. You know, truth be told, when I first started doing my decals, I was having Mudhole make some custom decals for me. And then I went to somebody else to do my decals because it's not that I can't do it. I think I can. I think I'd be pretty good at it, probably just like you are. I just felt like with all the other stuff I've got going on, it's just easier for me to have somebody make them. So I have mine made, and so unfortunately I can't give you an answer on making your own decals. But if you guys are interested on who I have my decals made by, it is Decal Connections out of Clarksville, Tennessee. I've watched many of your videos. Thank you for the videos. Can't believe I haven't subscribed, but I just fixed that. John, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for supporting the channel, man. Yeah, so Decal Connections is where I get my videos made. Bit late. G'day from New Zealand. Hey, how's it going? Thank you. Thanks, Guru. Appreciate it. Welcome. So I'm just going through here, wrapping this. And what was I talking about? Oh, Decal Connections. Clarksville, Tennessee is where I get all of my rod decals made at. So here, let me finish this and I'll show you guys a couple things. So coming down here on this 3rd, I got to still do 3 more wraps with this blue, but I want to show you guys a couple things. And I want to pack the thread here and put some new double-sided tape down. Yeah, printers are water slides, and so you use Decal Connections. That's awesome. they're great people, man, in Decal Connections. And depending on how, how many decals you're having made, depends on how they make stuff. But they have a lot more options. You can get a lot more creative. They're more Decal Connection, I believe, is if you're starting to get serious about making them and you wanna get into having like patterns, logos, and stuff like that. I think Decal Connection is the way to go, or by making them yourself. But really quick, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's just some of mine, right? So they come out on sheets. So when you're doing your logos, so how they make them is they come out on, currently working on my logo. Oh, okay. All right, John. So when you do your logo, they print them out on sheets, and then you have to cut your individual one out on a sheet. But you can do different colors, different things. They can work with you in doing your logo. And then of course, as you guys seen in some of my other videos and on some of my fishing rods, and I don't have a bunch of other decals, but like, then you can start getting into like one-offs, right? So like if you're gonna have a one-off, somebody wants something made, or you're gonna have, somebody has a logo. I've made some fishing rods for some famous basketball players and some sports players, and they want to have their name or their logo or their brand on it. As long as you have permission, you can do that. Do you order some shrink down for skinnier blanks? Shrink down decals, or like shrink down like abalone looking type wrap stuff? Is that what you're talking about, John? Or are you talking about decals? I've never used a shrink down decal. The other thing about those decals from Decal Connections, there's two pieces to it. So there's actually 3 layers. There's the decal, there's the bottom layer, smaller logo, okay, and then there's the top piece. You just peel the back off, you keep the top piece on, you lay it down, use your burnishing tool, and then you can peel the top piece off. So, all right, so I've got this blue thread on here. I did 3 wraps, but I have to do, I got to do 3 more wraps because I said I wanted to go for a total of 6 on that one. I'm just packing the thread really quick. Just kind of tightening this up a little bit. All right. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in here. Actually, I want to get a little bit more tape, I think. I'm probably okay, but I'm going to use a little bit more anyways. Just to be on the safe side. And now we're going to wrap 3 more times. So this will be 4, and we'll go 5 and then 6. And then I'm going to change direction. And again, there's no method to the madness here. I just wanted to use that gold oval. And so I just started doing it this way. And I'm just wrapping the wrap. And again, as you guys know, or if you didn't know, I mean, this is the only way to really get good at it and try things. And it's really not about, I mean, it is about getting better at it, but what it's really about doing is, look, you can come up with a wrap and you can try it, or just kind of free flow like we're doing right now on a wooden dowel. And yeah, it's thread, right? But if you make a mistake, you know that this isn't permanent, and this is just a way that you can practice and come up with a pattern, or try something new, or try different color combinations, and you can do it on a dowel, and you don't have to worry about messing up your blank or anything like that by doing it on this dowel. So that's why I like doing working on the dowels. And of course it's easier to see on a wooden dowel when you get your pins and pencil marks on here and you start making spacings and stuff. So this is 5. And then what we'll do is we'll do 1 more after this. All right. All right. Rainbow Sprinkle John, check out the Epson L610 for $75. Same deep panel. Ah, okay. Interesting. I'm going to have to check that out. So that's 5. And we're going to go back down one more time. That'll be a total of 6. All right, not a lot of pressure here. Tom, I'm going to look into the, there you go, bam, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Communicate, man, sharing ideas across the community. That's right. It's a good point. It's a very good point. You're not going to get, I mean, decal connection stuff is top quality. I will tell you, every now and then I'd have problems with some, you know, decals by some other place. Good demo reps to show customers when they're trying to decide what to, yeah, that's true. But the blanks, or excuse me, the decal, the quality of Decal Connections decals is great. I've probably 99.99999% of the time have never had an issue with applying one of their decals, unless it was, you know, a mistake I made. But the material, like how it adheres down, not coming up and creating a bubble later on, not, you know, ungluing itself, if you will, which I've had those problems with other people's products before. And I think that was 6. So I hope that was 6. That was 6. I'm looking. Okay, sweet. So now that I have that done, what I'm going to do is we're going to come back in one more time with our burnishing tool. We're just going to pack these in a little bit. And then what I'm struggling with right now is how I want to change this up. And so what I want to do is I want to go in the opposite direction. But now what I'm trying to figure out is, do I start back up with the gold where I left off, like how I started this? So I went, you know, 1 gold, 2 purple, 3 blue, 2 gold, 4 purple, 6 blue. So now when I change this up, do I do the same thing on this side? Or do I reverse it? Instead of starting with gold, start with maybe the blue. That's what I'm trying to think through right now. All right. Okay, so that's where we're at. And again, you can see that's that oval gold right in that first strap there, if you will. So I don't think you need a mud hole, John. I don't, excuse me, anybody's. I don't think you need my personal opinion, I don't think you need a decal roller. This is the best thing I've ever used on putting on decals. And I put on a crap ton of decals, and I just use, not the flat end, not the flat piece here, but the rounded curve end. Lay your decal down, and once you, of course, you lay your decal down, it'll be flat, right? So then you start with your burnishing tool right here in the middle, and you go back and forth, and then you turn the blank, and you go all the way over the edges, like over the edge of the decal, but on top of that first layer of adhesive, you go all the way over, and then down to the bottom, and then you go back this way. And then you take that flat edge right here, and you get in the corner of that decal and that paper, and you hit those creases. Yeah, okay, awesome, awesome, all right. So I think what we're gonna do, but I did see, John, that they released that new decal roller, so it'll probably work. Let me know how it goes. Yeah. So what I think I'm gonna do, guys, is I think I'm going to keep it even. I did one side of gold over there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go with the purple. And I told you I'm going to reverse direction. So I've been working towards the butt the entire time. So now I'm going to come over the top. And we're going to do 2 wraps of this purple. I was trying to think here, maybe I should have went first with 1 wrap of gold, but I'm good. I think I'm starting to second guess myself. I want to stay with this gold that I'm doing, or this purple that I'm doing. So now we're on that purple. Yep, flat side. It's all right. I mean, it's not like the flat side doesn't work. I just prefer the rounded side instead of the flat side for the decal when I'm doing that. All right. Okay, so that's 1 pass. And remember, again, I said I changed direction on that a little bit. Now I'm coming up here. Not too much pressure. See, that one there is like sagging down a little bit. So the only thing I don't like about going over that oval thing, it's a little bit of space. And I think it's like enough space to let that slide a little bit, but we'll see here. All right, and then we're going to come back down on the top. All right. Flat side would have more surface contact, creating more friction. Rounded side pushes it. Bam, look at the answers. Good job, man, John. That's a great answer. Great answer. All right, so that's 2 wraps. That's 2 wraps. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to come in here with a burnishing tool, pack that purple in there a little bit. Same thing on here on my cross points. And then just kind of come back over it wherever I see. Yeah, there we go. All right, and then so now I'm going to do 3 blue. If I can get this thread, there we go. So I'm going to do 3 blue on the top. There we go, 3 of these. All right. And all right. Come back down. I use Scotch tape longer than my decal to handle with my fingers. Yep, I do the same thing. Scotch tape is key. I love using Scotch tape. but I will tell you, with decal connection stuff, I use a lot less Scotch tape than I used to. All right, thanks Rainbow Sprinkles, man. Hope you have a good dinner. All right, and so that's one. And we're going to come back down for two, and then I'll start to wrap this up, guys. I know we're running a little long here. And then we'll finish this out next week when I'm done. All right. Okay. And then come back down. So this will be two. All right. And then we'll go back down one more time and come back. This is three. I love long videos on anything rod building. Thanks, John, man. I appreciate it. All right. We'll come back down. All right. Okay. Kenneth, only been building for about a year, all hand turn. My thoughts on power wrappers. Thank you for another great. Thanks, Kenneth. Hey, man, power wrappers are great. They will save you a lot of time, especially if you're mass producing a bunch of fishing rods. But if you're not mass producing a bunch of fishing rods, I don't think you need a power wrapper. That's just my personal opinion. However, if you're interested in building custom handles, these power wrappers today, man, would be a significant help, right? Because you can be your power wrapper. So when you're wrapping thread, then you can slow it down when you're putting your finish on. And then you can also use it for building out your cork or EVA foam handle. So it's a personal decision, Kenneth. And I'm sorry for making that, a bit of a complicated answer, but I think they're great. It just depends whether or not I think you want to make the purchase and spend the money. But I think it's worth it. I just don't use them. All right, so now I got to pack in the reverse direction here on the tape there. All right, and then I'm just going in here, burnishing or packing the thread a little bit. And I like the edge of these things. You just put the edge there and just a little bit of pressure, not a lot of pressure, just move that thread around. So that's where we're at right there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat where I was at before. Maybe, yeah, we'll just do it now. So what we'll do is we'll pick back up with the gold. We're going to go 2 wraps with the gold now. Good night, Tom. Talk to you later, man. And then, you know what? Actually, debating what I want to do. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that comment about your flex coat power wrapper and stuff. So, one wrap, and then come back down on the top again. Been thinking about getting a Rossetti. Okay. Yeah, there's times I think I wish I had a power wrapper, but I just decided not to do it. I wanted to, keep wrapping stuff by hand, kind of how I wanted to do it. But there's days I'm like, man, when you're building 16 fishing rods for somebody, you're like, oh, I wish I had a power wrapper. And so there's days I think about, investing in one. So, and I probably will at some point for long wraps. I probably will, maybe. Okay, and then now we're going to come down. So this is number 2 on the gold. No doubt. This is number 2 on the gold. Oh, there we go. Kind of laid over a little crooked there. All right. So that's number 2 on the gold thread. And then it's also good that show everyone that you don't have to have one turn out. Amazing piece of artwork. All right. And then so what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to pause. Let me put a piece of tape down here. And I think what I'm going to do is, I know where the direction I want to keep going. I'm just going to pack this thread. And then what I think I will do, we can pick it up here. Yeah, there we go. So what I think I'm going to do is, that's what we're working with. That's where we're at. But what I think I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and we'll take a pause there. And what I will do is we will pick it up next week on Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time next Monday. I'll do another live stream. And then we'll finish building this other part of this chevron out, or the reverse chevron piece out. And then we'll fill it in. And then I'll show you kind of how to use the distilled water before. I know I've done that before in a standalone video. I think it was a short, but I'll bring back out the distilled water and show you guys how I do that stuff to take a look at what a finish will look like. So, hey, thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for being here. Appreciate all the commentary and all the back and forth. I truly appreciate it. As always, make sure you guys watch this next video here. And until next time, guys, take care. And thanks to you that joined on the live stream. I truly appreciate it. And look for the links in the comments below. Take care. Thanks, John. Take care, man. Talk to you later.